All
Perfect.
right. Okay, so thank you everybody for joining us tonight. I think more people are going to be hopping on, but I'm so excited because we're going to be talking about how to promote. Your very first promotion is executive, but it's the basis of how you promote. How do I understand a chart? How do I get my chart filled out? How do I make it so in the system I am now promoting? So we're going to be going over that. We're going to be going over social media tips. We're going to be going over just the do's and don'ts of how to get yourself out there and get your check growing. So thank you for jumping on. I hope you have a pen and paper just like usual so that you're taking notes. Meg is going to start us off, and I'm so excited because she has great tips for this kind of stuff. So I'm going to mute myself, and then we're going to get going. So thank you, Meg.
You're welcome. Okay, so I'm going to kick it off, and I'm going to be talking a little bit more about some kind of, I don't want to say broader topics, but things that are a little more simple to start, and then we'll get into a little bit more of the nitty-gritty with Mackenzie and with Amy as far as details. But the very first thing I wanted to start with, gotta readjust, is I wanted to talk about consistency and excitement. So when you first started this business, and I referred to this a little bit in the last Zoom if you happen to be on, but when you first started this business, there was a reason why you started, and majority of the time, even if there were nerves involved, there was an excitement that was inside you deep down once the nerves got over with. I know for me, when I first started, I was so nervous because I said I would never do anything like this, and to the point where I had to have my husband press the enter button to confirm that I was going to sign up. So I know nerves. I was nervous, and I was mostly nervous about what I thought people would think about me. But once I press enter and I was like committed to this, when I commit to things, I don't do it half-hearted. I was nervous and I was tentative, but when I made that decision to jump all in, I went full. I don't like to be proven wrong. I like to prove people wrong. So I think that the very first thing is, you need to remember why you started and channel that excitement. There was a level of excitement in and amongst the nerves that got you to press enter, that got you to jump, no matter if it was 99 or 9.99 or 59. There was a 59 in there for a little bit. But there was an excitement for something more for you, and that is going to drive you. So it's just like having your why out in front of you. If you keep that excitement for more, for your goals, then that is going to help propel you into this first promotion and then on from there. So that's the first thing, is kind of that excitement. But with that comes consistency. So nothing is going to happen in your business if you sign up and that's all you do. Like, this is a business. You became a business owner. And when that happens, you have to put some time and energy into it to make it into all those things that you were dreaming about. I was reading a post the other day, and it really hit me hard as to what they were talking about. And I came up with these two kind of terms. And I think it's super applicable for here, and it's something that we have to ask ourselves as we're getting started, and you'll have to ask it years down the road. I've been in this for 2.5 years, and I still have to give myself checks to make sure that I am focused, that I'm consistent, that I'm excited, and that I am centered on what what my purpose is in this, and what I can do with what this business is providing. And that is, do you have a millionaire mindset or a millionaire mouth? And I think that, not everybody got in this to become a millionaire, but a lot of us got in this for the financial reasons. And from that, you can make it really far, and you can make money in this business that is life-changing, life-altering for not only you, but for people that you come in contact with, and how you share and spread and use that money. And so I think it's really easy to sit there and have all these things that we're saying that we want and saying that we are going for, and that's a millionaire mouth, but we have no action that follows that. And that action is that consistency, setting goals, setting steps before you that are achievable. They're simple. They are quick. This is not a 9 to 5. It is work, but it's not labor. And so you will find that if you fit this into your 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes here and there throughout your day, that your progress will grow leaps and bounds. As long as you're staying consistent. So you can say all these things that you want, but if there's no action following those, then that's nothing but a millionaire mouth. Now, if you have a millionaire mindset, then something is switching to where you're setting goals, you're having dreams, you're saying these things, and you're taking action to follow that and to get to those new goals and to be able to set new ones and make new dreams, bigger dreams. And so I think really deciding where you fall on that fence is crucial for what it's going to look like in this business. So when I talk consistency, part of that is opening your mouth. I know we have all different personality types on here. We have shy, we have outgoing, we have in between, we have it depends on the day. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. This business does not have a face. You make this business what you want it to be. So I've mentioned before, if you want it to be a hobby, it's going to be hobby money. If you want it to be a career, then I promise you that with time, effort, and consistency, you will see more than career money. I replaced my corporate income. I come from a 60-hour-a-week job where I was commuting both ways, and I replaced that income by over $10,000 in a year's time in this business. That's huge. I would not have touched that it probably would have taken me another 5 years to reach that point. So you can get career money and beyond in this. But it requires an open mouth. So are you talking to people? Are you asking people? Are you inviting them in to this journey with you, whether a customer or a distributor? Are you deciding for people before you've even talked to them whether or not this is for them or whether or not they're going to be interested? Or are you opening this opportunity up to them for them to decide? You don't know what they're praying for. You don't know what they're hoping for, searching for, what they need, what their health situation is like. And Amy mentioned in our last Zoom, just about listening to your surroundings, to the people that you're interacting with, to the people that you're passing in the grocery store. And then you have to open your mouth. So you can't just sit there and hear it all and be like, I have something that would help, and never tell them, because that doesn't do you any good. That doesn't grow your business, and that doesn't grow your paycheck. So you want change to happen, but are you willing to be the person that goes out and makes it happen? Or are you waiting for that to show up on your doorstep? Are you waiting for them to come to you? It's not going to work if you're always waiting for somebody to come to you. If you are not consistent in your posting, consistent in your asking, and in your talking, people aren't going to know what you're doing, so they're not even going to know to come to you. So I think that that's the mindset where you have to be to start this off. These promotions are simple. This business is simple. It's duplicatable, and we overcomplicate it. So if you can get in your mind consistent steps every day that you're going to perform that are feasible for you in your day with what your life looks like, then over time, as those build, you will see growth in your business. So that's kind of the first thing I wanted to hit on, that combined time and consistency will equal a life-changing experience, life-changing money, life change for you in your growth too, for what it does. When you step out of your comfort zone, big things happen. And I'm an outgoing person, and it is still uncomfortable in certain areas for me. But when I step out of that, it's liberating and it's so exciting. It's like that adrenaline rush, and you want to do it again. So with that, with being consistent and opening your mouth, that comes into play with social media. Now, some people, when they join this business, they don't want to use social media, and that's up to you. This started out as a belly-to-belly business. People have made it to the top of this company without social media because it wasn't even really a thing when it started. So that's your choice. But one thing I want you to remember is that social media can be really whatever platform you want it to look like. It doesn't have to be spammy. We don't want it to be spammy, first of all, but it doesn't have to be this you're posting 15 times a day, where you're, super active and you have no face-to-face interaction with people, because we want there to be a real relationship that you're building. But you do have a reach with social media that you just simply don't have in person, face-to-face. And that's something that we have to understand and that we have to be excited about. That means big things. That means we can reach countries that we've never reached. That means we can reach friendships that maybe you've moved from home and you get reconnected with friends back home because of social media. They're watching you, they're seeing what you're doing. So that's awesome. So with social media, there are ways to use it right, and there are ways to use it wrong. So I just want to hit on a few really simple guidelines for do's and don'ts for you for social media. And then I'll pass it on to Mackenzie, who will go a little bit more in depth with messages. But a few do's and don'ts. So number 1, post. Simple. So decide that you're going to use it. You can tell me all day long that you're not going to use it, but I promise you, if you give yourself the chance to make it kind of in your niche and what's comfortable for you, you will love what it can do for you and for your business. So a little fun side note, Mackenzie, when she joined me in this business, she told me, don't even worry about talking to me about social media. I'm not going to post. Like, it's not going to happen. And, a few months later, it was like, okay, I'm going to post. I'm going to use it because my reach can be so much bigger. And that's amazing. So you can say that for now, but give yourself the opportunity to make it incredible. So post daily. Now in my mind, there are 3 types of posts. You do not want your Facebook page, your Instagram, your Snapchat, whatever you decide to use, you do not want it to be all It Works. You are not It Works. You are you. And when you join this business, you need to maintain that. You are beautiful. You are your own person, and your uniqueness is what's going to take you far in this business. So don't lose you when you decide to use social media. So do 3 types of posts. Do a business post if you want to about a product, but don't make it this advertisement post. Find a creative way that's within your personality to post about a product, whether it's a personal experience, somebody's story. Before and afters are great. Just don't have all your product posts be before and afters. I think a great thing that people have started doing now is doing a little blip about a product in words only, and then maybe down in the comments putting their before and after. So their page looks a lot less salesy and spammy, especially starting out. So do a product post on occasion, do a business post on occasion. But when I say business post, I mean, talk about what this business is doing for you. If you just started, talk in the future, forward. I call it positive, well, now I forgot what I call it. Positive perspective. I don't remember now. But basically positive projection. That's the P word I was looking for. If you just started, that doesn't mean that it's not doing anything for you. You just talk about what it will do for you. So I joined this business because, and I cannot wait for this business to do X. So I think projecting that positivity and that excitement forward, if you do that consistently, then those things are going to come. When you speak those words out, your actions follow that. So don't wait to have a story. Share other people's stories, but also post about what this is going to do for you. Kind of like take that, own that, and say, like, I'm going for it. This is going to let me stay home with my kids. This is going to pay off my student loans. And put that out there. People want to know what it is that's going to pay off your student loans because they've got them too. So that's your second type of post. And then your third is lifestyle. Like, post something funny, whether it's a meme, whether it's a joke, or what color is this dress thing, like whatever gets you going, whatever makes you excited and happy, post that. You don't want to lose you. So make sure that mixed in with your business posts and with your product posts are posts that really describe you and your heart, and things that you love to do. So those are your do's. Post daily and post like that. So in that was incorporated some don'ts. Don't do product after product after product. Don't go on to Pinterest and find some of the posts that just look like advertisements that would be on billboards. Be creative, be authentic, and be you. Do not lose who you are in this. One thing, I went to a Phoenix boot camp in April, and one thing that I found in some notes preparing for tonight that I just remember being mind blown about, that I wanted to share as my little last tidbit is have the mentality like you are being paid $10,000 for every one of your posts. So think about that for a second. If you know that you're getting paid $10,000 for your posts, you're not going to put a crappy post out there. You're going to make sure that there is something powerful behind it, whether it's about a product, whether it's about the business, or whether it's about your life. You're going to make sure that it's got some good meat to it. Some people in this business are already essentially getting paid that much money for every one of their posts because of how much money that they make through this business and what they get to do as a result of that money, where they get to give that, whether that's, paying off $1,000 of debt, whatever. They are already making that when they get their monthly commissions every single month. So some are already being paid that. If you aren't, but your mentality is that you will be, then you will be. But if you aren't being paid that and your mentality is one where you are going, it's not working, nobody's coming to me, nobody's liking my post, nobody's commenting, so I'm just going to let it dwindle, then you won't be paid that. So keep that mentality of you are getting paid $10,000 for every single one of your posts. And if you keep that and you keep consistency and you keep your goals in front of you, you will get paid $10,000 for your posts. And that will be a day that I cannot wait to celebrate and rejoice with you, because that's why we do what we do. We did this, we jumped in this to change lives and to change our own lives. So just that mindset shift. Are you a millionaire mindset or are you a millionaire mouth? Decide now and watch those promotions roll in when you decide that you're a millionaire mindset and you're shifting that mindset from what the world says you were held to and what you deserve to be paid, what they think you deserve to be paid, and watch what can actually happen once you open up your mind to something different and stepping out of your comfort zone. So those are some of my tips on do's and don'ts. And I guess one last thing I'll add is do not worry about the likes and the comments. Those do not define whether or not people are watching you. I've had so many posts, still do 2.5 years in, where nobody likes it, nobody comments on it for post after post after post. And then I'll have a random one that gets 15 likes. My husband gets 30 likes on his posts. It doesn't matter. It doesn't dictate what's going to happen, because there are so many silent parties in this that are watching you. So if you are posting consistently, they're watching you and they're making sure that you're sticking with it. And if you're reaching out as well, then those likes, those comments, those things will all come on occasion, but there's going to be the people there in the background that never like, never comment, but want what you have to offer. So that would be another kind of hopefully encouraging tidbit, that people been in this for 4, 5, 6 years still get posts that don't have likes or comments on them.
I love that. Thank you so much, Meg. I feel like just to add on to that last thought that you have, a lot of people, when they're starting out, they look at my posts and they're like, well, you have comments and you have likes, and then I post and it's like crickets. So it's really kind of embarrassing. So I don't think I'm going to post anymore. And I tell people all of those likes are distributors, all of them. There is never a new person who's liked something, because the people who are interested message you behind the scenes because they don't want to be a person seen to like it. So you just keep posting. It's just like a commercial. And if you're watching TV, or if you're on Facebook and you just keep seeing the same ad, it's like, okay, what is that? And then you want to go see what's going on with it. And so it's not about the likes or the comments, because we're not doing that for the fluff. I like to call that the fluff of people liking you, kind of giving you high fives about it. It's more about, this is changing my life. I'm going to be consistent, just like we talked about last Tuesday. It's all about, what are you doing every day to be consistent? And then that's going to bring in the yeses when you talk to people and reach out. So I'm going to pass it off to Mackenzie, and she's going to talk about how we can talk to people successfully.
Can you hear me? I'm still muted. Am I good?
Okay.
Okay, sweet. Sorry. I have a teething 6-month-old and she's freaking out. So I apologize. So messaging, I'm going to dive into that first, and then I'll talk a little bit about loyal customers. So like Meg said, I was never, ever, 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 ever going to message anybody, ever. Because I had been spammed a lot by a lot of different people. And I was like, you know what? They don't care about me. They just want me, to join their company, whatever. And I never messaged anybody back because of that. But I think because I had that experience, I kind of learned how to message effectively. And so I think that's super important to think about. Like, when you're messaging people, like, first you want to start with sharing, right? Because that's what we're all about, is sharing what we have our hands on. Because it would be selfish of us to not share with people what we have our hands on, because our compensation plan is amazing. Our products are amazing. Everything that we have our hands on with this company is so incredible that it would be wrong to not share it. So that's what you have to think about first, is like, you have your hands on something that's awesome. And like, you never want to be ashamed of your business, even though, people might think you're crazy. So many people, my family included, thought I was nuts for starting this. And, they don't pay my bills. So you have to think at the end of the day, like, I have something incredible on my hands and I need to share that with people. So that's where messaging comes in. So a lot of times we think of messaging and we're like, you know what? I'm just going to let them come to me. I'm going to let those people who see my posts all the time and know that I'm doing this come to me if they want to, join this business or try a product. This puts in your paycheck in somebody else's hands. All right. What I want you to think about is, if you have a company, would you, you're opening a brand new Chick-fil-A, would you tell people about it, or would you just hope people saw your ads and come in? You know what I mean? So you would tell people about it. You would call people and be like, hey, I'm opening up a brand new restaurant. I'm excited about it. I want to tell you about it. I'd love you to come in and see it. You would talk to people you don't know. That's, I think, where a lot of the scariness comes in with messaging, is like, you hear a lot when you watch coaching videos and things, like, people message people that they don't know all the time. And how I think of that, and I got it from Jade Hooper, is like online blitzing, right? You're scrolling through your feed and you have a friend who you kind of know and have an acquaintance with, and you see their stuff and they have the cutest kids and all that kind of stuff. And you're like, dang, she would be awesome at what I do, but she's never reached out to me about this company. Well, guess what? You should message that person, because they are going to tell you such awesome things. I muted myself. Sorry. You're going to be able to say, like, hey, I see your feed. Love everything that you post. I think you'd be absolutely incredible at what I do with this company that I work from home with, so I can stay home with my kids. Like, I would love to tell you more about that. So, like, that girl could be like, oh my gosh, yeah, I've been kind of looking for something, or thank you so much, but I'm not interested. Never have I had a person be rude when I've messaged them. If you are genuine when you're messaging people and you're saying things that they know to be true about themselves, like, I mean, saying that somebody has a great personality and you love it and you love their kids and blah, 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 blah. Like, if you are genuinely complimenting them and telling them the reasons why you want to get to know them better and why you think they'd be awesome at what you do, they're not going to come back at you with something negative. They're going to come back at you and either want more information, or they're going to say, this isn't the right time, but, we can talk later. Never have I had somebody be rude. So I think just getting rid of that fear that people are going to, be really negative towards you, or be really rude. I think that's the biggest thing standing in the way of you getting out there and messaging people and talking to people that you might not know that well about this business. So you just have to think of it as like, you need to share this with people, like you've got to get it out there and you got to make it known and you've got to be like, this is amazing. I know we're talking a lot about our first promotions on here. And so a lot of you might be nervous to message and talk to people because you don't know all the answers to the questions you're going to get. But that's the beauty of it. It's ignorance on fire. Like, you are so excited that you started this company and you're doing these brand new things and you're learning about all these products and trying all these products, and it's just amazing. You need to share that excitement with people, whether you know them or not. So I think that's a huge thing with messaging. It's just be excited, be yourself, and be very genuine with people, because they can tell if you're just trying to think of them as a number to add to your list of people, or if you really truly care for them and want to share something incredible with them. So that's some messaging tips. And then I'm going to cover loyal customers a little bit, because they are the bread and butter of our company, y'all. They make our world go round, and our products make our world go round. So since a lot of you are new, I'll start with our chicken noodle soup list. So this is kind of, if you haven't gotten your first couple customers yet, this is a great way to do it. And this is an awesome way to teach your team how to do it. And I just learned some of these tips in Cheyenne when we were at boot camp. So these are awesome. So your chicken noodle soup list, these are the people that you would call if you were sick, who would bring you chicken noodle soup, or would, come help jumpstart your car. Those people who are close to you, know a lot about you, and want to see your success, you call them first. You're like, hey, oh my gosh, I started this new company. Our wraps are incredible. You need to try them because I know you'd love them. Oh my gosh, my migraines have gone away because I've been taking these greens. I know you have problems with headaches too. You need to try these out, And so those are the people you go to first. They want to see you succeed. They want to see you pay off debt. They want to see you be happy and taking care of your family and doing all the fun things that you want to do. So go to those people first and just say, hey, I need you to try a product for 3 months. Tell me how you like it, and help me get started in this. And, show them that you're excited about it and that you really think and stand firm that you know that this is something that's going to change your life, and they will jump in on that. The next thing I want to talk about is your hundreds list. So your hundreds list is a list of 100 people that's continually changing and growing as you run your business. So a great way, and I heard this from Amanda McGee at the Cheyenne Boot Camp, to jumpstart your hundreds list is to go on your eSuite and go through every product, and for every product, write down a person that would be good for that product. Like, oh, I know somebody who's terrible at taking vitamins. Patty needs core nutrition. And then, oh, she gets really bad migraines. Lisa needs greens. Or, Sean just lost a bunch of weight, so he should try the wraps. So just go through, do that, and then you'll have a list of people that you can message to be loyal customers, and teach your teams to do that too. Because that will help them think of people in their minds for products that they can reach out to. And then it's consistency, like Meg said, with posting and using the products. You want testimonies to share. So that's another thing with loyal customers. So yeah, I think that's all I've got for loyal.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, totally. So we have less than 10 minutes, but that is totally okay, because I thought it was so important that Meg and Mackenzie would lay that foundation of how you are building your business, because without those messages, without getting there and posting, and without doing those things that share that this business is what we're doing, how we are excited about it. If that's not open, if we don't have an open mouth, we don't have an open business. So then executive will never happen, and neither will those bigger pay raises like Diamond happen. So I did this. Oh gosh, sorry. So I wrote out what an executive chart looks like. I don't know if you guys have it with you, but you'll just want to print it off of eSuite, or you can do what I did and just make a circle, which is you, and then you'll have 2 boxes. And so that is executive. Executive is an average of $230 a month, and that is outside the wrap cash you're making, the fast start bonuses, all of those types of things. So this is how the chart works. This is how we chart. So charting, it can be intimidating and scary, but when you just start with looking at an executive chart, it makes it so your mind, it'll kind of flip a switch where you're like, oh, I get it. So when you look at this chart here, the box represents people on your team, so distributors. Then underneath the boxes, when you print it out, it's going to say 400 GV under it, and GV stands for group volume. Group volume comes from loyal customers. So as we are sharing and we are growing our teams, our group volume or personal bonus volume is PBV is growing. So if you don't have teammates yet, that is totally okay, because growing that personal bonus volume is going to get your check higher. So when it gets to the point of when you have teammates, then your volume is going off of everybody's volume, which is the whole group. So what we want to do is that one of the points that I wanted to make with distributors is we want to be pursuing the loyal customers. And it's not to say that distributors are not important, because they definitely are. We want both to be balanced in our business. But when you're starting out, it's going to be a lot easier to be talking about the products. And that's just how all of us start. I mean, not all of us are going to be like, hey, join my team. And then people are saying yes, because like you don't 100% know what you're doing. So it is hard to talk about. And so I understand that. Doesn't mean you won't get the yeses, and it doesn't mean you shouldn't be asking, but you might feel like it's harder. So I don't want you to feel defeated, because we've all been there where it's like, okay, am I ever going to grow a team? But you will, if you stay consistent with posting about the products, about what this business will do for you, like Meg was saying. I will be Ruby. I will be making $500 a month. I will pay off the rest of our car payment. Just all those things that are going to be happening, people will catch on to that. So they're going to love seeing what you're going to go for, because when you go for it, then they're going to say, if she's doing it, and I want to do it with her. So that is what the two boxes on executive are. Those are teammates. And so I don't know if everyone knows about this. And sometimes it's something that's not shared until you start getting teammates, but I'm going to share about it now. And that is, when you have teammates, you are able to help them grow their GV. So their group volume, you can help them grow it. So it's not 100% just them trying to figure it out and you're just cheering them on. And we all we're able to help. So then when you sign a loyal customer, you have 24 hours and you can move that customer to your distributor, and it's going to help their group volume. So I love this about It Works, because It Works, we work as a team. It is a teamwork that makes the dream work, is what I like to say. So when you are all focused on everyone promoting, everyone working together, it's not about like, I worked really hard for that loyal, I'm not moving it. So it's like, well, if you don't move it, you're not going to be able to promote. So once you have your 4 loyal customers, which makes you get that shopping spree if you've signed up in the last month, or it gets you eligible for the big bonuses, then it's time to start moving your loyal customers. I have not kept a loyal customer in over 3.5 years. And that is because I have been helping my team. So the reason I've been able to see $4, $5, $6, $7, $8,000 pay in a month's time is because I'm moving my customers. And so that might be kind of like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. And so don't feel like you have to have that figured out. Your upline is going to help you when it comes to that time. But that just shows that when it's like, well, my team's not doing anything. Well, you can help. You can be a big part of what is going to happen for your future, because you're in charge. And there's a lot of companies where you're trying to like do these promotions and get there, and literally you're like dragging everybody. But when we have a way that we can help and we can get customers to our distributors, then it's going to help us promote. It's going to increase the belief in your own team. It's going to increase the belief in the individual. And I just love that about what It Works does, and what it's cultivated in how we are one team, one mission. And all of us, when all of us are working, all of us are promoting. Now, this is a huge disclaimer that when you sign up, you do not expect that you are going to get distributors and loyal customers placed with you. Because I will tell you, I have been doing this almost 4 years, and I have never had one person move to me, ever. I have never had a customer. I have never had a distributor move to me, and that is okay, because it doesn't matter that I'm not getting 100 like any help per se, but I am helped because of my like, I believe what I'm doing. I love it, and I am running. So when you have runners and you know that they're going to go do this without the help of anybody, that's an exciting thing. But what's so awesome is that we have that balance where we can help people, but do not expect it. Because when you get to a place where you're expecting things and you're just like, hey, help me out, like, why aren't you helping me? Then you're not being a good steward of the gift that you've been given with this business. Because this business is such a gift, and you can do amazing things all with your own work ethic. So I hope you hear my heart when I say what's so important in that, just because I love to help my team, and I love saying, hey, I got a customer, move to you. You are only 100 in volume away from getting to like 400 in group volume, which is what everyone's wanting to get to. And it just helps. So that's what I love about this company. And so that's why we wanted to talk about how simple it is to get to executive with this company. And so if you're in a time where it's like, I still don't have a teammate, that's okay. They'll come. If you stay consistent with your social media and consistent with your messaging, they're going to catch on and they're going to be excited. And then it's going to get your belief growing when you start seeing Wrap Cash and do your wrap parties and all the things that just get you excited about this opportunity. Because when I started, I didn't really know what to expect, what I wanted. But then when people started seeing like, well, she's really excited about it, she loves it, she's not quitting. That's why we are consistent, because people are watching and they're so curious about if this really works, because there's so many opportunities that don't work, and we want to share that this one does work. So if you have not printed your executive chart off eSuite, you go into eSuite, you go to your document library, and then you go to business and business building, and then it'll show charting for executive. So I know that was a really short snippet of what executive looks like, but it was so much more important that we talk about social media and messaging, because those two things make this happen. And so if you have questions or further things to figure out, please message your upline and we will help you. But I just want to say thank you to Megan, Mackenzie, and everybody for being on this. And this is recorded, so we'll be able to send it out. But we are just about ready to get shut off here. It's these little 40-minute caps. So just want to say thank you guys so much for being on here, and let's go executive this month. I know you can do it. So have a great night.